Hi everyone, this is Josh. I wanted to go over some common themes from the work that you posted up in the discussion board for this Wednesday. I think it's good to go over this because these themes will serve you well as all the work we do in the course. So the biggest thing that everyone needs to do more of is to connect your work to the curriculum. So if you're posting a presentation, posting a video, doing a presentation, writing about the project, whatever you do, you have to directly connect it to where in the curriculum, in the textbook, this is relevant. And you want to be specific. You want to talk about chapters, and you want to talk about pages, and you want to compare and contrast and say what you learned from this that was in addition to the curriculum, or what was maybe different, what surprised you. Doing this will very much reinforce the curriculum in your brains, and it will force you to actively work with and think with the curriculum, and it will add value to what you're doing. So everyone needs to do that to a much greater extent. The other thing that we want you to do is we want you to focus on teaching each other the material. You don't really learn anything until you teach it. So when you're presenting anything, you're also trying to teach whoever is listening or reading or watching what you're doing, the material that you're trying to cover. You're becoming the expert in what you're presenting, and that should be a goal of yours, is to teach the material that you present. We also would like that all of you take a much more critical view of the materials that you share. It's not enough just to say that you liked it. You have to really think, okay, who was putting this out? What were they selling? Who was the audience for this? Where did this come from? How credible is this source? That sort of critical examination of the sources and of the audience is incredibly important when you're making an argument or showing other work, and it often requires some research to be able to make those arguments. The other point that everyone needs to do is to be very clear about what the main points are of whatever you're arguing. All of us have limited attention spans, and we can maybe keep in our heads 3, 4, or 5 big main points. So you need to really think about, okay, of what you've presented, of what you're talking about, what is the real take-home message, and then try to connect that take-home message back with the curriculum. So there is the curriculum, the textbook, and what you're doing do go together. And the last thing we'd say is that we're trying to help you make the transition from student to someone who is working. So as you're doing this work, think about if you were the internet marketing specialist at your company, and you were trying to convince someone to do something, maybe a new internet marketing campaign, or bring internet marketing into what we're doing, you need to think about, well, how would you share this message? How would you make the case? How would you use these materials? So think of what you're doing as your work role, and that will make how you actually approach the course and the material a lot closer to what you'll need to do as you move into the professional world. Okay, so that's my feedback. We don't expect everyone to know this in the first week. This is a learning process, and we think that as the course goes on, you'll hopefully move into using this mode for all the material that you do.